Hey everybody, this is Sari.
And this is Sean.
And of course we are the Futurama Fam. And we only talk about Futurama on here.
And we've been doing a podcast about it forever.
Forever. And ever. We never talk about any other shows.
No.
So today happens to be our April Fool's Day episode, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool
wish we would
little...
have thought to do something goofy, but...
I know, we should have done something special for April Fool's.
We didn't plan ahead, just like last year.
Just another Futurama episode, just like usual. Same old, same old. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. We're going to be talking about the late Philip J. Fry.
This is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, because I remember watching this when it first aired and being like, oh my god, that's an amazing episode. And I retained, like, bits and pieces of it, but then I never watched it again. So it was really fun, like, looking forward to it, but still having, like, a lot of pieces of it to fill in my head.
Oh, my goodness. You're going to judge me? I glanced over at your notes, and...
Did you watch a different episode?
No, but the meaning of the title, the late... Because he's late.
I got that. It took me a while. It took me a while for me to get that. And I even wrote it down. I said, boy, Fry is always late, isn't he? Looks at title. Oh. Yeah, like, I didn't get that either it took me about 5 minutes.
It took me up until this very moment. And I love this episode.
I was going to say, how many times have you seen this episode?
Too many times.
Oh my god. It's okay. Yeah, so I should do the usual. This is the late Philip J. Fry. This is season 7, episode 7. Originally aired July 29th, 2010. Written by Lewis Morton and directed by Peter Avanzino.
And then we have the good old saying at the beginning of this episode. This one is, if you don't watch it, someone else will.
That's true.
Which is why I watch it.
Yep. Yep. This is such a great episode. This stupid beginning part with Bender and his girlfriend.
Don't wake up, Fry. Don't wake up, Fry.
Wake up! And just those weird construction noises. Like the beep, beep.
He's like, back that up, baby. And the jackhammer.
It's so stupid. So then after all that, they're playing like that music with like the like with the weird scratchy thing and stuff, which is just, what are you doing, Bender?
And then they go back to the construction noises with that music playing. Like,
what is even happening right now? Then we get the whole wake up and feel the coffee, which is where he just like splashes hot coffee onto Fry's face.
He just doesn't understand, like, sensations and feelings.
Basic human emotions. It's almost like he's not even human at all.
Oh. He's 40% human.
Yes. And so, of course, Fry's late for work because he was up all night listening to construction noises. And first he's late for work, and then he's also late for Leela's birthday.
Well, I love that he gets to work and Bender's there with his feet up on the table like he's been waiting.
Like, how? Oh, Bender Bending Rodriguez. So, Fry's late to Leela's birthday date, and he promises to have a makeup date, even passing up on this fancy bachelor party that Bender's inviting him to.
For a gluttony bot. Well, we also, like, before, when Leela was stood up, Elzar's there, offering to cheer her up a notch.
Cheer it up a notch. Bam!
And then he's like, oh, we got this birthday cake slice. It's $11.95 if you want the birthday cake slice.
Doesn't he, like, try... Isn't he, like, really sad and sorry about it at the end, and then he just kind of goes, bam!
Yeah.
I love Elzar. So Fry kind of goes back and forth between going to the bachelor party and doing the makeup date. And then he finally decides he's going to be good and go to the makeup date. And instead, Farnsworth forces Fry to help him test his future-only time machine.
Which is dangerous.
Yes. And kind of makes sense. I've actually heard like theories about that, like that it makes a lot more sense. Because I mean, even if you think about it, just freezing yourself like Fry did is like traveling in a future-only time machine.
Well, there's a whole time dilation and stuff with movement through space.
Yeah.
And all that.
So it really kind of does make sense that we'd be able to move forward and not backward, upward and not forward.
Forever twirling
towards freedom. But we're not going to talk about that because this isn't a Simpsons podcast.
No, it's not.
No. Which, it'd be weird if we ever did that.
Yes.
So Fry has this, like, recording greeting card, which is very, you know, almost like someone put a highlighter over it. Like, this will be important later. Which is alright. It's a plot device. It works as a plot device.
Like Amy said, it's for recording nude video greetings. Wait, does it have to be nude?
And she's like, I never thought about that. Amy.
Well, I love Fry's romantic gesture that he makes towards Leela. That he says, tonight I want to not throw up.
No.
On you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. That's love right there. So, Fry makes his recording, and then Farnsworth says they're going 1 minute into the future. But of course, he accidentally sends them to the year 10,000.
Farnsworth's reaction. He's like, oh, we've gone to the year 10,000 AD. Whoopsie.
Oh, whoopsie. Which, I mean, that would be such a devastating thing.
Like, 1,000 years is the whole plot of the show. That's a big jump.
Yeah, 10,000. You're, like...
Give you such a crick in the neck.
Give you such a 10,000 years. It give me such a crick in the neck. You see, we're not Disney siblings.
No, nothing Disney related.
We're not Simpsons. No, we don't do anything that's owned by Disney.
Oh, good. I don't know why I said that.
Oh my God! Happy April Fool's Day, everybody. So, God, I can't remember who says this. Everyone we ever knew, I never liked those guys.
Bender said that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a pretty Bender.
Farnsworth says everyone you ever knew was dead.
Yeah, everyone we ever knew. Which, you know what? Come to think of it, both Bender and Fry are going to be at Phoenix Comic-Con this year.
Nice.
The real ones, not their voice actors. The real ones.
We try to look at them from their side. It's just a plane.
It's 2-dimensional. It's just like a cardboard cutout. We're like, oh my God.
Well, then we have Leela sitting, waiting at the tavern on the greens, with a little bit of foreshadowing when the guy comes up to pass the time with the history, how the cavern works.
Very good. And that's just a cool concept too. Is there a place where you can eat in a cavern? Because I want to go to that place.
It seems like it would both be really cool and probably in some way bad for the cavern.
Yeah, probably. And or also expensive to maintain.
Yeah.
But it would still be cool.
It's like when they cut that road through the tree, the big sequoia tree.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, this is cool. National Park Service. And then it kills the tree.
Yeah. It's like, oops. So they're all sitting around watching TV, and it says, we interrupt Hypnotoad on Ice to bring you the special news. Which just sounds fantastic. I wish they would have showed that. So the bachelor party so Leela ends up kind of assuming that Fry did show to go to that bachelor party Bender was talking about, because she doesn't know about the time machine.
Yeah. Turns
out that the bachelor party blew up, and basically the only one that survived was that creepy robot.
Yeah.
There were bodies all around me.
There were piles of bodies. Then the explosion happened.
Oh my God. So yeah, that's a little bit of a wrench in the plot there. So they all think they're dead. They don't know about the time travel thing. cut back to Farnsworth and everyone. He wants to go forward to when backwards time travel is invented, which isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, but considering how far they have to go till anyone remotely knows how to do it, it's a really hard feat to do.
Yeah. And then I didn't know about this song until after I'd seen this episode. There's actually a song called In the Year 2525.
Oh.
And that's what they're spoofing.
And it's very catchy when they say, in the year 2525.
Yeah. And it was funny because I had like the oldie station on one day and it came on and I'm like, this is what they were making fun of in that episode.
That whole song is catchy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a good song. It's catchy.
In the year 1.5 million.
Yeah.
It was run by giraffes.
Yeah, I love that. Was my favorite one. I put that somewhere. Oh. Yep, there we go. Favorite is humankind being enslaved by giraffes. I mean, I'm okay with our new giraffe overlords.
I, for one, welcome our giraffe overlords.
We can't talk about that.
We don't talk about Simpsons.
We don't talk about Simpsons. So, no. Anyway. The original universe future shows Leela in control of Planet Express. She's getting a little older. You can see some gray on her.
Yeah.
But she's still missing Fry. Which, that's kind of an interesting thing, too. Is every time they go through the universe, are those the alternate universes?
No, I think it's just time progressing for the rest of the staff.
No, but I mean, like, I'm kind of jumping forward a little bit. I'll ask this later.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all in the same time line. She's still missing Fry.
We have Zoidberg, who shows up with some commentary, and she's like, I thought I fired you 20 years ago. And then he scuttles away, but just slow and old.
Oh,
and he's not gray, he's just less red.
Oh, old Zoidberg. So Farnsworth and everyone, they meet these ultra smart evolved humans. And, like, the humans have evolved in, like, two directions. One's ultra smart and the other is... and small, and the other is ultra dumb but big.
Which, I don't know if you know the reference. From the old Time Machine story and movie.
Oh!
Which is kind of what his Time Machine looks like from the H.G. Wells.
Oh!
And then there's a part in that where you have the humans that have branched off to two different evolutions as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, wow, that's a really interesting idea to throw away in just one scene. So, the ultra smart evolved humans say they can invent the backwards time machine in 5 years. And so they're like, well, we'll jump forward 5 years. And they jump forward 5 years, and the less evolved humans have taken over.
Yep.
Yeah. Then they have the Terminator-style future, which Bender loves that.
Got a nice view of Blood Lake.
So they end up skipping over that one, and then they have the one with, like, I just put some really smart hot ladies say they've invented time travel.
Which is funny because the humans evolve into the two branches, and one of them is like the elves, and but then they kind of go back to how the normal humans are again.
Maybe they made it.
So it's like they regress.
Maybe like the two that evolved into different branches mated with each other.
And it gets you back to the original.
And it gets you back to the original. Maybe, I don't know. So Bender ends up skipping over that one and says, we can stay in a future you like, but not a future I like.
And the professor does that slap on Bender, but it's just like a light graze of his fingertips. And Bender does a, oh no you didn't.
Oh, they're cute. So they were like, okay, let's just go all the way forward to the year 1 billion. And it turns out that's when just about all life is extinct.
Yeah. Which, Futurama has some of these scenes that just, like, make you think and hit your emotions. And, I don't know, for me, that part of the scene is just like, no matter what happens, one day the Earth is going to be gone.
Yep.
Like, you know, hopefully humans like move off to other planets and stuff, but this planet that we're on right now will not last forever. And that moment when you just see the dust, every time I see this episode, that hits me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It is kind of like a emotionally stunned kind of moment. Also, Fry wandering the vast cracked desert alone made me think of the ending to Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
Yeah. Just wandering around all by yourself. There's nothing in any direction.
Cryptic ending.
That weird ending. Oh, man. So he eventually wanders over to the cavern on the green, and he sees Dear Fry in the stalagmites, and that's when it cuts to commercial.
I know, but lucky for us, we don't have to wait more than 5 seconds.
Yes. So we end up cutting back to the original time progression. And I love that Hermes is now like a disembodied head, but it's on a pogo stick for some reason.
Has to be constantly jumping for balance.
Why? That'd be terrible. So this is when Leela gets the recorded message card. And something I looked up at the end, you can actually see when the card gets dropped off when they first go travel in time.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's just like really super quick.
Well, I like this scene too. Like, they did a good job of animating in the continuity where, like, when you're watching the video on the card, where it flies out of his hand, goes into a bright light, and then you see it coming towards the back of Leela's head with her gray hair. And that's just, like, gives Leela undeniable proof as to what happened.
Yeah.
That it, like, from Fry's perspective, it flew out of his hand and then hit her in the back of the head. And just the whole time continuity thing. That was just, like, that little detail was really good.
I love it. So she learns the truth. After all these years, she thought that Fry died at that bachelor party, but really he was sent forward in time, which is interesting too, because she has to deal with the fact that she had a little mix of anger and sadness. Like she said when she first found out that the bachelor party exploded, she said that she was a little angry and a little sad.
Because she does the hi-ya. It goes from the hi-ya to crying.
Poor Leela. But now that she knows the truth, she knows that A, he's still around somewhere, and B, she was feeling angry all that time when she didn't have to.
Well, and like what she writes on the roof, our time together was short, but it was the best time of my life. And even though she had those mixed feelings of loss and frustration, it was still good memories.
Yeah. It's me verklempt. So that's when this is, you were talking about that other part being chilling to you. This part, it kind of gets me, is when they're finally just kind of reserved to the fact that they can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they're just like, let's just see this through to the end because there's nothing else they can do. And I love that Bender just randomly has this 6-pack of beer out of nowhere. And they're so casual about it. They're just kind of...
So long, Earth. Thanks for the air and whatnot. That's what Earth gave you. Air.
And, maybe some other things. Whatnot. So they just sit there together, the three of them, and they just sit and watch the end.
And Farnsworth with his can. Oh, the vast emptiness. And he shakes his beer can that's empty.
Yeah. And just Bender just always there to supply the beer.
Well, and like I was looking at the meter on what date was, and it gets into like exponent form. So they're going exponentially faster as they sit there. Because just to reach the heat death of the universe theoretically would just take a amount of time we can't even comprehend. And they put that to scale. And I just appreciate the science that's always accurate on Futurama.
Oh, yeah. I love that. So they end up witnessing a second Big Bang. And that's sort of when they come to that realization that this whole thing's kind of looping.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was running with the whole parallel universes thing. What if the universes aren't parallel, they're just one after the other?
I think that's what they represented in the show.
Okay.
That they weren't parallel. It was just a loop.
Yeah, so, yeah, but then the loop is different because the second loop, Leela's not going to mourn Fry. Well, I guess the third loop.
Yeah.
So there are differences within the loops. It's not a perfect loop.
Here's a good question. What's the difference between different iterations of the loop and parallel universes?
That's what I'm wondering.
Could they be the same thing?
That's what I'm trying to say here. That's what I'm trying to say.
So is jumping between universes just time travel?
Yeah. What if that's it? It's just really, 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 really far time travel. It's nuts. I love this episode so much.
Getting all philosophical.
Philosophizing. So Farnsworth takes a quick stop to kill Hitler.
He just explodes.
And it says I wrote down with no consequences, question mark. Like, nothing else in the universe is different. Also, I looked up his translation. Hitler just says, "Look at my mustache."
Oh, that's amazing.
So he's just giving this huge speech. Look at my mustache, and then just explodes.
Imagine, like, historians and everyone trying to figure out him saying, "Look at my mustache," and then he explodes.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. So, Farnsworth almost gets the timing right, and then he trips and sends them forward again.
Just like how we did before. Like, he needs to put, like, a regulator or something to stop it unless you, like, push a safety button.
Like a child safety lock.
One of those,
Push down and turn.
Yeah.
They go around again. And when they finally make it back, the universe is 10 feet lower than the old one.
Well, first he accidentally kills Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he tries to kill Hitler again.
He hits Eleanor Roosevelt by mistake.
Oh my god.
He's doing a drive-by.
Oh my god. So they get there and they're 10 feet lower. The new universe is 10 feet lower, so they're 10 feet higher. And they end up just kind of squishing their old selves.
Which, they had to resolve the paradox of not having two versions of them.
Yeah.
And that was just such a... They were probably thinking of all these technical and scientific ways to do it. And someone just said, why don't we make the height a bit different? And they crush them. Mm-hmm. Simple solution.
Boom. So, Fry gets to his date on time. He's actually a little bit early. And we just get this really cute ending with him and Leela, and then we zoom out.
Well, when Leela says, "Oh, you're on time," I like this Fry. He says, "That was the old Fry. He's dead now."
Yeah.
Like, these characters don't belong in their universe anymore.
Yep, they're technically completely. I wonder if he ever told her about all that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then that cute ending, and then you zoom out, and Bender's burying the bodies.
And he just has like a blank look on his face.
He's just like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Like, he's not the first bodies he's buried.
No, I don't think anyone doubts that. So this one won a Primetime Emmy.
Oh,
yeah,
good for them.
Good for them. Well deserved. And I guess it's partially based on the Paul Anderson novel Flight to Forever. Ooh. Yeah. All my other fun facts were dispersed within the episode.
They were fun.
Also, my daughter drew on my notes.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Which you can see our notes on Patreon. Timothy Burleson definitely can.
Lucky Timothy.
Yeah, lucky Timothy. For some reason, our link, though, it doesn't say anything about Futurama Fam. It says patreon.com/SimpsonsSibs, which, I mean, that's got to be a typo. We're not that stupid.
Did someone from a parallel universe hack our account?
I don't know, but that's just weird. Also, for some reason, my notes say our next episode is Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 1.
That's Simpsons, not Futurama.
I know, and it says that it's Season 6, Episode 25, and if you want to get the full experience, you got to watch the episode before you listen to our next episode.
You know, we should really listen in on either our podcast or on YouTube.
We should, because they both give us great podcast experiences depending on which device we like to use for podcast listening.
Yes, preferences.
Yes. These are all good things. But I don't know why we wrote Simpsons on all of them. That makes no sense. And I also don't know why it says Dr. Nick ending. I don't know what that means.
Oh, well, we should just close out here then.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.